Hey, everybody, it's Matt Galogli with the Warner James Group and SRP Medical Marketing. So, welcome to today's video. And today we're going to talk about making the right diagnosis. Now, I'm not talking about the right diagnosis, by the way, when it comes to your patients. I'm talking about the right diagnosis when it comes to your practice. And before we go any further, I want to remind you that in the month of March, at the beginning of the month, we actually set out a goal that we were going to be adding 4 new practices to help them massively scale their practice to 2x up to 4x their revenues in the next 90 days. As little as 90 days, generally takes right about 6 months for us to do that. And I want to let you know that so far we have 3 new practices that have come on board, which means I have 1 slot left. If you want to be that practice that comes on board and we work with specifically on how to massively scale your practice to 2x it or 4x the revenues in the next minimum 90 days, and usually right at about, it can be, maybe sometimes take a little bit longer, up to 6 months, but you'll start to see that impact dramatically. I had a client in about a week ago, and we spent literally just a little bit of time, and within the first hour, we found an additional 20% of profit that they could make just by making one little adjustment, and that profit would start to be realized within the next 30 days. So if you want to be one of those, all you have to do is just message me below, or you can private message me on LinkedIn, Facebook, or whatever app, and just type the word scale, and then I will get back with you and we will set up a time to talk. Okay, so let's talk about today's topic, and that is making the right diagnosis. It was interesting. I actually had a prospect message me, and he asked, what do our services cost? Well, that's kind of like picking up the phone and having a patient call your office and say, how much does it cost for you to fix my knee? The smart doctors would say it depends. And the reason why you want to answer that it depends is because we all know that medical is not a cookie cutter approach. Now, I understand that if you're insurance based, that you have all these pre-done fees that you're going to get reimbursed with regards to your insurance protocol and all of that. But the reality is that you really can't make the correct diagnosis for the patient until they come into the practice. And you want them to be able to fill out paperwork and tell you their medical history, and you want to do an exam and potentially do some blood work. And those are all going to come into the factor to determine what is the prescription to get the patient healthy. The same thing holds true when it comes to your practice. We are not, at the Warner James Group and SRP, we are not cookie cutter solutions. There's plenty of ones out there when it comes to solving, maybe you want to do Facebook advertising or whatever. There's plenty of cookie cutter solutions, but that's not what we do. What we do is we work with you specifically in order to help you massively scale and to create a custom prescription for you to get healthy. So let me give you an example. Here is my blue board. You might be wondering why I'm in my home office and I'm not using that back there, because it's too far away. And I like this. It's a lot easier. Maybe this is my little calling card, if you would. All right. So here are the 3 phases. Okay. So again, if you've watched any of my videos, you know that over here is the wilderness. You're wandering around and around in the wilderness. And over here, we want to get you into the promised land, and we've got to cross this river. And these are the 3 rocks that we have to cross, use in order to get into the promised land. Okay. So the first rock is we've got to get you out of survival. Okay. So this first rock is you're in survival. Next one is stability, and the next one is scale. And you can go back and forth, by the way, to all of these. But the problem is that a lot of practices, what they try to do is they try to go from the wilderness to scaling, and they get their butt handed to them. Okay. And we don't want that to happen. All right. So how do you know if you're in the survival mode? Well, you probably know if you're in the survival mode simply because you're trying to survive. But let me tell you some of the key things that you want to look for. Again, think of this as you are going through a patient that is coming in, okay, and you're looking at their vitals. If you had a patient coming into you in the ER, for those of you that worked in the ER, they might be unconscious, and you don't have time for you to ask them a bunch of questions. So you've got to start getting vitals very, very quickly. And there's a couple of key vitals that you're going to look out for, that you're going to dive into. And that's, frankly, that's what you want to do. So this is it. Here are the vitals that you want to recognize to know if you are in survival mode. Okay, first and foremost, you're making less than $50K a month. Hopefully you can see that. You're making less than $50,000 a month, okay? You have night sweats, by the way, okay? Not the patient, but you. You are the patient in this deal. And if you're an insurance practice, then you're doing less than $150 a month, or $150 per patient in a reimbursement rate. Now, you might be billing the insurance company $150, and you may only be getting 70 back. That's even worse. If you're billing 150, 160, and you're only getting $70 back, you could be done. Okay, that's not going to last very long. Next, another indication, by the way, vital sign is that you have no marketing ROI. So if you are doing any marketing, if you're doing anything to generate any new patients coming in, you don't have any ROI, you're not getting any return on investment, you have no real way to track it. You're just kind of doing stuff because you're hoping. And I can tell you right now, hope is not a strategy. Well, it's a strategy, but it's not a very good one, okay? You have less than 1 month operating expenses in the bank. I recently looked at a practice here in North Carolina, I won't tell you where, and on their balance, I was going over their financials, and they had, I kid you not, they had about $700 in their bank account. Okay, that's all they had, $700 in their bank account, and they had $150,000 of personal loans outstanding. Okay, not a good prescription. You're behind on bills. You're traditionally paying the electric bill, say, I don't know, the day it's due, and you're only paying the 1 month past due. And you're considering closing or selling. Okay, so these are all these are all markers that you are in survival mode. Now, in the other videos and other days, I'll talk to you about your instability, or if you're ready to scale. Okay, now let's talk about this. Oh, thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that. I'll give you a little like on that. So what do we do? What's the prescription? Well, the prescription first and foremost is I will tell you that most people are trying to do 10 things to be able to get them out of survival scale or survival mode. You need to focus on one, okay? The power of doing one thing really, really well and fixing that is the key to getting from survival into stability. Now, stability, I will tell you, when you're in the stability phase, you have at least 3 months operating expenses in the bank, okay? Very important to understand, but you have to have, you may be doing a lot more revenue in thinking you're stable, but if you've only got 1 month in the bank and all you're doing is just churning cash, you are one natural catastrophe, you are one snow week, you are one hurricane, you are one bad thing, you getting the flu for a week from your business dying. So first and foremost, you have to focus on what is the one thing. Okay, where is the biggest leverage point that we can get the biggest maximum impact to be able to get the results that you want? If you are an insurance-based practice, there's a pretty good chance that your reimbursement rate is below $100. And if your actual reimbursement rate is below $100, you need to get in touch with us, because we can fix that, and we can take that, we can add at a minimum $85 per patient that comes through your clinic each and every single day, and add $85 per patient. So if you're seeing 10 patients in a day, we can add $850 of new revenue each and every single day. $850 of new revenue. Let's say that you're open. Let's say you're open 5 days that week. That's an additional $4 grand of money. That's 16 grand a month. That's, whatever that is per quarter, but 16 grand a month just from that one thing can change your future in a heartbeat. So what I want you to do is I want you to take a look at this and say, okay, am I in the survival phase right now? And if I'm in survival, if I'm struggling to make this work, if I have less than 1 month's operating cash in the bank, and you want to fix this, you are serious about fixing this, okay? Not just information, but you're serious about fixing this, I want you to message me and say the word scale. And what we'll do is we'll set up a time to talk. I'm going to ask you a number of questions. I'm going to create a diagnosis, and then I'm going to tell you what the protocol is to get you healthy, okay? No cost for that call. All you have to do is do scale. Or if you want to just do it via messaging and email, I've done that as well. But just type the word scale below. And look, you got to be serious about fixing this problem. If you're just curious, if you think it's kind of cute, I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably not the best bet, but let's get you fixed and get you fixed now. All right, I got to run. I'm at the 10-minute mark. Everybody have a great day.